What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 36, and we start today's episode off with South Africa coming to us and saying, will you manage our nation? And we say, yeah, we'll think about it, but we're probably going to say no. And also we see that a player returns from injury, and it is Mark Beavers, so that's great. And we also got 76 grand for progressing in the FA Cup. And yeah, to be honest, I'm still waiting for a good nation before I think about taking one. I do understand that, doing a project with a nation could be quite good fun, but to be honest, I'd rather just manage a 5-star nation. Even if it's not England, I would take someone like France or Brazil, Spain, Italy, Germany, whatever. It doesn't have to be England. I do want it to be England, obviously, but I don't mind if it's not them. It's just frustrating. I know it's going to take a while, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't take too long, I'd imagine. But anyway, we take on Swansea for the first game of the episode here, and it's at the Den. And of course, we've been on a really good streak at the moment. Haven't lost a game since the game against Liverpool last month at the Den, so we're doing quite well. And of course, only one loss so far at the Den, so we're doing quite well. And we take on Swansea, and the first chance did come to us in the 44th minute. Larson's crossing was up in the air. It came out towards Liam Trotter. He found Fabricio. It came to Carrasco, who struck it, but sadly Guillermo tipped it onto the post, and it was still Millwall 0, Swansea 0. And an injury time right at the end of the game. The last chance fell here with Swansea. The ball was eventually played through towards Pablo Hernandez. It found John Joe Shelby. He struck it. He beat Nyland, but it hit the far post, and thankfully we managed to get the ball away there. So Swansea almost stole all 3 points in injury time with Shelby's shot looping over Nyland, but only hitting the post. But the game did finish 0-0. It's one of the most boring career mode games I've ever played, sadly. Those were the two real only chances, So, sorry about that. It was a terrible game, to be honest. It did finish 0-0. It's not a bad point. The result is the most important thing, and it's not a bad point against Swansea, who are a decent side. We did, of course, lose to them in a reverse fixture away in Wales, so I'll take the draw. I would have liked to win, but I'll take the draw, and Shelby almost stealing all 3 points there. A bit of a heart-in-mouth moment for me, but thankfully, it was a draw, and yeah, I'm sorry that it was quite uneventful, but there you go. So, it's a draw. It's 1 point gain, not 2 points lost. Let's look at the positives, and a clean sheet as well, and there you go. But anyway, the following game was against Aston Villa here in the FA Cup. And we take on Villa, and of course, as I've been saying, I'm not that bothered about the FA Cup too much. However, we are now into the round of 16. The tournament tree is shown in just a moment, and yeah, there's a good chance of us going quite far in this competition, and possibly getting to Wembley in the semi-finals. So it's certainly doable. And we did take on Aston Villa. Funny enough, a side we faced in the FA Cup last year in real life on our way to Wembley in the semi-finals, and we also faced Blackburn as well. Another side we faced in the career mode. So how was that for coincidence? Two sides we faced in the FA Cup in the game we faced last year in real life. But anyway, in the 21st minute, you see us get onto the ball here. It's Junior Stanislas down the right hand side. He goes through 1-on-1, but sadly I tried to chip Gomez. I thought I had the trajectory right there, but it was a weak shot, and he then saved the follow-up attempt from Dongu there. So it's still Millwall 0, Villa 0. And in the 30th minute, Villa onto the ball, but Ireland gives the ball away. Trotter intercepts it here. He plays it over the top towards Junior Stanislas. He runs through, but sadly Gomez makes the save, and Villa managed to clear the ball. So as you saw in this game, we had a really strong side into this game, so I really did actually want to win it, to be honest, and progress further. And in the 32nd minutes, Junior Stanislas onto the ball, beats Luna with the scoop turn, crosses the ball in, free header for Liam Trotter, but he puts the ball wide. So another great chance for us there, but it was still 0-0, 33 minutes played, and just a few minutes after that, Nyland's onto the ball, and as per usual, we play out from the back. Malone, our left back, gets onto it, gives it to Brian Carrasco. Carrasco beats Ireland there, runs through, keeps on going. Carrasco onto the ball with the roulette, keeps on going, gets very lucky as he beats Kieran Clark there. Fake shots himself inside, and he still keeps on going. Really lucky run from Brian Carrasco. Eventually plays the ball out wide to Junior Stanislas. He stops, crosses the ball to the far post. Trotter heads the ball across the face of goal, and it is the simplest finish Dongu will ever have in his entire career. He finds the ball literally 2 yards out from the goal, and he just blasts it in on the half volley. It's funny in the replay, as soon as he kicks the ball, he starts to smile, as you can see there, because he knows it was so easy. And yeah, Dongu celebrates, and it's Millwall 1, Villa 0. So yeah, I did rest a couple of players for this game, but it was still a really, really strong side, because we didn't have a game in midweek, and I thought, to be honest, this is a great chance for us to progress to the quarters and keep on going and proved to be quite a shock in this tournament. But anyway, there you saw Carrasco take aim from range. He's been a little bit, off the pace so far, over the past couple of games. He's still an amazing player, but the last couple of games he's been a little bit off the pace, and he wasn't playing very well in this game. And in the 57th minute, Aston Villa scored here. The ball was cut across the face of goal towards a Bonlon Lahore, and sadly Villa did manage to get themselves back on level terms. So Benteke sweats the ball across the face of goal, and it's a simple finish for Gabby at the far post, and it's Millwall 1, Aston Villa 1 there. So a disappointing goal to concede there. Didn't really do very well on defence, and sadly it was a simple finish for Gabby at the back post there. So Villa back on level terms, but in 63rd minute, Seb Larsson makes a great challenge. Here it comes to Bentaleb, plays it back out wide to Larsson, who takes aim from range, but sadly his shot is well saved by Gomez, and Trotters cross towards the far post. Fine Stanislas, but it's too tight of an angle for him to do anything, and he heads the ball into the side of the net. So still Millwall 1, Villa 1. We were the better side, but it looked like this game was probably going to go to a replay here. But in the 73rd minute, another great chance for us. Eden Nilsson goes down the right hand side, real good chance. He crosses the ball in towards Bentaleb, who has a free header, but Gomez makes a really good save, and Villa managed to clear the ball away only as far as Fabricio. Fake shots around Benteke, takes aim from a long way out, but sadly our centre back does indeed drag his shot wide at the post. It's still Millwall 1, Aston Villa 1 with quarter of an hour to go. So I decided to make a double substitution. Kelvin and Ojo came on for Carrasco and Larsson. So how about that? I mean, you know, Larsson's been an amazing player, and Carrasco's been an incredible player this season, but these two players weren't doing too well. So, you know, although they've been our best players this season, they had to get subbed off because they just weren't playing very well. So I brought on Ojo, who's been very, very inconsistent this season. Of course, one of the new signings, Kelvin, but it's Kelvin down the right hand side here in the 79th minute. Gets past Luna with a nice scoop turn and a McGeady spin, keeps on going, gets himself into the area, takes the shot, and it finds the bottom corner. So what a substitution it was to bring on Kelvin. Kelvin with the skills, and he puts the ball into the back of the net as well. I think it might have took a deflection on its way in, but I don't really care too much because it is Kelvin's first goal in a Millwall shirt, and it was a nice one as well. A couple of nice skill moves there. You know, nice little McGeady spin to get around his man, and a good finish as well. I think it might have took a slight deflection, but in the end, I'll just say it was a great goal. It was a really good finish, and he finds the back of the net. That's a great thing about Kelvin as well. He's a right footer on the left. He's a left footer on the right wing, so he can cut onto his left foot, and that's a good finish. I think it did take a deflection, but it's a good finish after some nice skill. And Kelvin gets his first goal in a Millwall shirt. So for £2 million, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Good finish by Kelvin, and it's Millwall 2, Aston Villa 1. So we're back in front here with just 10 minutes to go in this FA Cup quarter-final game. And in the 84th minute here, we have the ball to Nyland at in his own penalty area. He plays the ball out wide to Scott Malone, our left back. Malone rolls it through to Dongu. Dongu to Ryan Gould. Gould gets onto it. Fake shots around his man. Keeps on going down the centre. Gould finds Kim Ojo. Great chance for him off the bench to seal the game. 1-on-1 with Gomez. Sadly, the keeper makes a save. But there's Kelvin. He just came off the bench and he seals the game. So Millwall 3, Villa 1. Fantastic substitution to bring on Kelvin. And I guess Ojo as well, because he was, of course, involved in that second goal for us. Our third goal for us, and Kelvin second. And yeah, it was a good finish by Kelvin. Tight angle, weaker right foot, and he squeezes the ball in. So Millwall 3, Villa 1, and the game was over. And in injury time here, Kelvin on a hat trick since coming off the bench, goes down the right hand side, and Bakuna's chasing him down, and he just wrestles him to the floor. Kelvin was amazing since coming off the bench. Villa couldn't handle him. Bakuna got a booking. Okore was telling him to go away because he just couldn't handle Kelvin's skill and his pace. And we had a free kick, an absolute mile out, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it to Kelvin. He's on a hat-trick. Surely he can't score from here. Kelvin drills it towards the bottom corner, and sadly Gomez makes the save. So that would have been amazing had Kelvin scored there, but sadly it was a good save by Gomez. He couldn't get his hat-trick, but it was never going to go in. But even so, what a fantastic substitution it was to bring on Kelvin, and the game does finish 3-1. So we are through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and that is fantastic, because although I wasn't really that interested in the cup competitions, I am now starting to believe this could be our year in the FA Cup, and we could get our first piece of silverware in the series. But as always, guys, big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out, and it only takes a second to click that like button. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.